Hey guys, Sean Hammond with Premier Guitar here. We have Eben Grace from Grace Design here showing us the new Felix 2 preamp. Eben, how's it going?
Great to be here.
Good. Good to see you. So
Yeah, you
you
too.
guys you've had the Felix for a while now, and when did the 2 come out and what's different about it?
Yeah, so the two came out earlier this year, and basically the inspiration behind the two was that we wanted to roll in a bunch of sort of requested customer features. So we have a pretty big user base for the original Felix, and over the 5 years that had been coming out. There were a number of things where they're kind of like, oh yeah, we should add that and we should add that. So, the big thing that we added, because it's a 2-channel preamp, is we added stereo effects, basically a stereo effects loop. That was kind of the big one, so people can run stereo effects. Because a lot of people, play Felix with a stereo, reverb or whatever. So it has stereo effects loop, and it can also be a dual independent effects loop. Since it's a 2-channel preamp, you can use it for 2 different instruments, and each channel can have its own set of effects, or you can run them in stereo. So that's kind of that was the big thing, yeah.
Cool. I can't believe it's been 5 years since it came out. Time is flying, isn't it? Although it's simultaneously going super slow because of the lockdown and all that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for those, so you've told us sort of the big thing that's different about the 2, but do you want to just kind of go back and go over all the features of Felix in general? And it's 2 channels, like you said, and we can see it there to
Yep.
your right, our left. There are a lot of knobs there, and you want to just kind of go over it and maybe tweak some knobs and show us what it can do?
Yeah, totally. So it's two preamp channels, and they share all the same controls across the front. So it's channel 1 is the top row of knobs, and channel 2 is the bottom row of knobs. And basically, the first knob, you've got an input gain control, and then the next knob is a filter, which can be a high pass filter or a notch filter. So high pass is really useful for acoustic instruments. If you need to roll off a bunch of rumble, or there's subs on stage, stuff like that. And then next is like a pretty run-of-the-mill 3-band equalizer, with fixed low and high shelving controls, and then a parametric mid. So you can, really get in there and tweak, the tone of a particular instrument or whatever. Guitars can really use parametric control, down in the 200 to 400 hertz range, so on and so forth.
So
yeah, go ahead.
sorry to interrupt. So the EQ
No, it's fine.
itself is like passive, but the mids are parametric.
No, they're all the EQ is active. So
Okay.
so the high and low, the treble and bass controls are shelving controls, but they can cut or boost to 12 dB. And same with the mid parametric. It's you can cut or boost 12 dB of whatever parametric band you've selected.
Okay. That's a lot of power.
And yeah, and the parametric mid section has 2 different ranges. So it can go, it has a low range that goes like from 70 hertz to 700 hertz, and then a high range that goes from like 600 hertz all the way to 8K. So you can do parametric control way out as high as you need.
With
And
that
then-
wide of a range, that I know enough about some of this stuff to get myself in trouble. I'm one of those guys who kind of like with recording and stuff like that. I want to know, but I don't want to get too lost in the nerdy stuff because I want to, like with recording again, like I said, want to hand it off to someone else to do the heavy lifting. But with that sort of range in general, to my brain, it's like, well, that makes this pretty versatile, right? Did you envision quite a wide range of instruments being plugged into this?
Yes. Yeah, we totally did. And that's how they get used. I mean, it's, the Felix really earned a lot of fans in the the acoustic music community, especially bluegrass, and all the sort of the top bluegrass dudes play it. And, so from, mandolin to banjo to dobro to guitar, obviously, and then, and upright bass players love it. And that goes across all genres too. Like lots of jazzers use the Felix for their upright, or they'll take a Felix on tour. One channel can do their upright microphone and one channel can be their electric. That's actually a fairly common application for bass players. So yeah, we envisioned a whole ton of different instruments being able to plug into the thing.
Nice.
So
Okay, so I feel like I
yeah.
interrupted you as you went across that panel there. What are there other controls there we didn't talk about
Yeah.
yet?
Well, yeah. So we got through the the gain, basic gain and EQ, and then there is a built-in boost circuit on the Felix and it has a switch, and it's like up to 10 dB of variable boost. So it's like a super clean boost.
Wow.
I don't. It's not a dirty boost like it was. It wouldn't be like, it's
not a
set to shred.
Distortion
It's not
melt circuit.
Yeah, it's not. It's not mid grind.
No fuzz
Yeah,
in
so
there.
yeah, so you can have a boost, and then over here is this final knob right over here is the mix control. So you can mix the two channels. You can blend the two channels, and
Is that
so
sort
you
of
can
if
run-
someone were, say, using an acoustic guitar with more than one element, like maybe contact mics and a transducer under saddle pickup or something
Yeah.
like that? Internal mic. Nice.
yeah, that's right. I mean, that was like one of the original impetuses for the Felix was to make to offer something for people who are blending pickup systems on one instrument. Because there's a lot of situations where one pickup, for the more discerning acoustic guitar or musician, like one device doesn't quite get it. So being able to mix a microphone and a pickup is super powerful.
Now, a second ago,
so yeah.
you were when I mentioned that you pointed at your guitar. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that guitar and how
Yeah,
it's benefiting from this? Is that an old Gibson or
it is. Yeah, it's a
this is like a slope
Yeah.
shoulder dread or something?
it's a Southern Jumbo. It's a 58.
Gotcha.
So
what,
I have
so
a
what is
micro-
it outfitted with?
Yeah, so I have a microphone and a K&K Pure Mini, bridge plate transducer. And then I take a tip ring sleeve jack out, and it goes in directly into the Felix. And one of the cool things about the Felix is that you can take a tip ring sleeve, just single connector into channel 2, and it automatically normals what's on the ring into channel 1. So you only need one cable
Nice.
for a stereo or dual source thing. So it comes in, and then my microphone is in channel 1 and my pickup is in channel 2. So I'll play you the difference. Like here's the microphone. And then here's the K&K. We all know what that sounds like. They're super functional pickups. They're they don't sound
Makes
like a
it
microphone.
cut a little
but-
more, yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot of power and they have a killer low end. But when you blend the two together, you get nice meat and that sort of that punch out of the K&K. But then you can have all the air and like sort of wood tone that comes out of the microphone. And then, if you're on stage and you've got a rig with a guitar with a microphone and a pickup in it, you can make that blend yourself. If you're getting too much microphone and the monitors are howling or whatever, you can reach down and just sort of tweak how much mic there is. The other thing you can
Nice.
do is you can route the microphone and the pickup out separately and let the front of house person adjust the blend, or you can just send the microphone to the front of house and the pickup to the monitor, so you just have pickup in the monitors, so you don't have a feedback problem.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, have we covered all of the knobs and controls, or do we need to keep going? Because it looks really
No.
stacked with features
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton more stuff. There's a mute switch, which is great because, like acoustic, anybody's like on stage, they want to unplug. It's like waving at the sound guy going, hey, I can't. So you can mute, and that's nice. And there's a little script on here that says tune. There's a dedicated tuner out on the rear panel of the Felix. So you can have a stage tuner running all the time. And if you hit mute, the stage tuner output stays active, so you can tune silently. And then, of course, we talked about the boost, the boost button, which is cool. And one of the cool things about the boost circuit is that you can deactivate it on channel 1. if you're using a blending system and the microphone is channel 1, you maybe don't want to boost the
Right.
microphone. So you can
Unless
do
you
that.
want instant feedback, maybe.
Yeah, unless that's what you're going for. And then over here is this button that's basically an A/B switch. Since we're in mix mode, since I'm mixing the microphone and the pickup, it doesn't do anything. There's a bank of dip switches on the left side of the panel that you can't see.
Okay.
That can select a whole bunch of alternate features. And if I had that in A/B mode, then I would be toggling between the two channels. And so that's really useful if you're a utility person on stage and you have a banjo and a mandolin or whatever. You can use it as two separate discrete preamps and toggle between each one as you go. Or if you have two acoustic guitars and you want to pick up one and play it, and then it enables it to be just basically a two banger and less of a stereo preamp and more of a dual preamp. So
Nice. Now, I know, like you mentioned, there are dip switches, and I don't even know if we've covered all of the back panel features. Do you want to talk about more of those, or would you prefer telling people where to go online to find out more, and then maybe playing us out?
Yeah, we can do all of that. I mean, I'll just say, what I will say is that there's a ton of features, and this is not the venue to get in the weeds over Felix features,
Okay.
but it's super configurable. It can insert itself in all kinds of live situations, sort of regardless of what kind of things you're trying to get done and what kind of instruments you're playing. There's a solution for a lot of different like acoustic instrument problems that can be had with this. And then
How much is it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
just
no,
gonna
no.
ask how much all this coolness is coming, how much it costs.
Yeah. The Felix retail is, I think, $11.95. The Felix 2 and Street is $10.95, and it is available through our dealer network in the U.S. And then distributors abroad. And our dealer network can be found on our website, gracedesign.com. But most of the usual suspects, Sweetwater, Vintage King, a bunch of other big online retailers, and then also a fair amount of mom and pop brick and mortar retailers as well. So any of those are good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I did cut you off a couple seconds ago. Is there anything else you want to add in, or do you want to just play us out?
Yeah, I can play you guys out. I'm not going to blow any doors down with my acoustic
You're going to blow some
guitar
doors down,
stylings.
and we're going to tell everyone to subscribe so you don't miss out on any more of
Yeah.
these gear spotlights, Summer Gear Slam, and riff rundowns, all that stuff. I'm Sean Hammond for Premier Guitar.